problem number 27. If you're not a fan of writing equations or translating words into equations, picking numbers and plugging in would be a good strategy for you in this one. Notice how long this problem is. For longer problems, I like to take it piece by piece because I find out that if I read it from beginning to end, I end up confusing myself. And I'm like, okay, what happened? So just go piece by piece and take notes. John Jones has decided to go into business of producing and selling boats. In order to begin this venture, he must invest 10 million in a boat production plant. Okay, so this is what he has to spend. So these are costs. So a boat plant, 10 million bucks. That's pretty cheap. The cost to produce each boat will be $7,000. Okay, so cost is to make is 7K per boat. And the selling price will be 20,000. So again, these are costs so far, and then we can put this on the revenue line. If he sells it, it'd be 20K per boat. Accounting for the cost of the production plant, so all that means is just taking this cost into account, the 10 million. Which of the following expressions represent the profit? So the profit is basically our revenue minus our cost, what's left over, in dollars that John will realize when X boats are produced and sold. Again, we could create an equation, but if you're not a fan of that and you don't like doing that, we could pick numbers and plug in. So let's just say, this is minus 10 million, so we'll probably, if we want to have a positive profit, need a pretty big number. So let's say X equals, he sold 5,000 boats. So if John sold 5,000 boats at 20,000 per boat, that would be 20,000 times 20, or sorry, times 5,000. 20, 1, 2, 3, 20,000 per boat times 5, 2, 3, 5,000 boats. And that gives us $100 million. So $100 million. So, wow, that's a lot of money, but we have to subtract the cost. 7,000 per boat. So if you go in your calculator and the cost is 7,000 per boat, and 5,000 boats are produced, then we got 35, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that's 35 million. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. $35 million in cost of producing the boat. So this is how much we made selling, but we have to subtract the cost to produce the boat. And don't forget about the cost of the boat plant minus 10 million. Isn't my handwriting awesome? I know it sucks. So how much did we make? So you take 100 million, we subtract 35 million, the cost of producing the boat, and then we have to subtract another 10 million. So that's a profit of $55 million. Not bad. Not bad for selling boats. Now look at the answer choices. We had to subtract 10 million. A and B look like the only ones that do this. C, D, and E don't. So I'm going to kind of key in on A and B first. I think either A and B should be right. Because they're the only ones that subtract that fixed cost of the plant. So that's another little strategy of looking at the answer choices and kind of figuring out which ones. And if this totally confused you on test day, or if you didn't have a lot of time, just looking at that, you see that split, you're like, well, he must invest $10 million. These are the only ones. You have a 50-50 shot. So let's look at A first. So that's 13,000 times X. So that's 13,000 times 5,000. 1, 2, 3 times 5. That's 65 million. And then when we subtract 10 million, we get 55 million. A lot of zeros. And that's 55 million. So the correct answer is A. So again, you could totally do this just by creating the equation. That's probably what I would do. But again, there are a lot of people that just don't like doing that. Picking numbers and plugging in is another way to go. So hope that helped, and I'll see you in the next video.